Now, Channel 3 Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Roger Susanin. You are watching Eyewitness News on the Wax, and right now we are on top of breaking news where crews are fighting a big house fire on Kittimog Avenue in Montville. We're bringing you the absolute latest all morning. We're going to have much more on that developing story. But first, let's say good morning to meteorologist Scott Gagliardi. And Scott, the forecast is quite complicated.
It is. This is one of those weekends, I guess you could say, where it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of snowfall today, some tomorrow, and then the cold temperature Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sure Haney's been talking about it all morning.
It's a triple whammy.
It
Triple
really
whammy.
is. It's tough. Yeah. So it's a lot to get to.
But you can handle it.
Sure.
We believe in you.
We can. Thank you, Roger.
I
appreciate
don't know
that.
about Tracy, but I believe in you.
I do too.
You too.
There you
Thank
go.
you. I just needed to hear you say it.
I understand.
See now what I can handle? These sunrises. I mean, this
Beautiful.
is beautiful. Look at that. You know what they say though? Red sky in the morning, sailor take warning. No one's really probably sailing today, but if you did, it's going to get breezy, a little bit of snow later on this afternoon. So we have some changeable weather throughout the day. Live look in Hartford, same deal. There's plenty of clouds out there. Temperature freezing in our capital city, 32 degrees. And as much as you see these 20s and 30s out there, with a bit of a breeze, say 5 to near 10, even Waterbury near 15 miles per hour, it's feeling like it's the teens in a few locations, as well as those low and middle 20s. Check out Waterbury, feeling like 18, 19 in Torrington. These temperatures, they all support snow, and that's what we'll see later on this afternoon. First alert futurecast, 8 a.m. we're fine, noon, nothing. It's 2, 3, 4 o'clock. We'll have a clipper system diving in from the north and west, and a developing major storm to the south and east. We're right in between. So as much as you see the Connecticut River Valley, eastern Connecticut, no snow here, you very well could be seeing some snow showers. It's a very fluid and changeable forecast in terms of what these two, how they interact with each other, and it's something we're going to go into much more detail about. But more importantly is the weather on Sunday. We're talking wind chill values below zero. I'm going to have the latest on all that and what to expect for next week. That's all coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Listen, most of the state is in decent shape in terms of traffic. However, we do have a pretty big issue in Montville playing out right now. Route 32 to the area of 56 Mossapog Road will be closed, and Kittimog will be closed from 45 Kittimog up to Mossapog. And this could be a lengthy closure because of a major fire in that area. Folks should avoid the area, use Derry Hill Road as a detour. The rest of the state, we're looking pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Hartford, Windsor, Waterbury, Middletown, all looking like a snack. And to quote my friends from Naughty by Nature, feel me flow. Here's the flow data chart. You can see some road work going on across the state. It's not going to hang you up all that much, though. And your drive times are looking pretty good, other than if you're heading to New York City, the New Haven to the GW Bridge ride is a little slowish, to invent a word, 78 minutes. The rest of the state, though, again, from Hartford to New Haven, 34 minutes, and Waterbury to Hartford in less than half an hour. You can't do much better than that, folks. That is look at your first alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. And we do want to get right back to that breaking news in Montville right now, where crews are on the scene of a 2-alarm house fire on Kittimog Road.
Yeah, this fire is massive. Fire crews say they responded to it just after 3:30 this morning. And you're looking at the video that we have from the Norwich Fire Department. And this is just amazing video in terms of the plumes of smoke and the flames that you can see. The damage, though, is extensive. They found 75% of the house burning when they arrived. We have a crew that's very close to the scene right now. As soon as they arrive, we'll bring you the very latest from the scene right here on the Wags. Well, it is a race against the clock as Congress is working to stop a government shutdown, with House Republicans scrambling to agree on a bill to fund the government.
Now, this could have a major impact during the holidays. Your reporter, Marcy Jones, is breaking down what this could mean for you and your family.
Good morning. Well, after a frantic few days, we know that the vote on the GOP measure last night failed. So now lawmakers are scrambling to prevent a government shutdown before the deadline that's at midnight tonight. The revised bill that didn't pass was a condensed version of the larger bipartisan spending proposal that GOP leaders ditched earlier this week after tech CEO Elon Musk and President-elect Donald Trump pushed against it. The latest bill still extended government funding through mid-March, kept billions in disaster aid and assistance for farmers. However, it also called to raise the debt ceiling for 2 years, a request from President-elect Trump. A shutdown would come at a high cost to federal workers. The Pentagon says active military personnel could go without a paycheck. So would TSA agents. However, Social Security and Medicare will still be able to operate. As time runs out, the finger pointing continues. Many GOP leaders blame the Democrats for the impasse, while Democrats and the White House have called on Republicans to agree to the original deal.
All they have to do is keep to their word, vote for what they agreed to, and we keep the government open.
We will regroup and we will come up with another solution.
A lot is at stake here, especially right here in Connecticut, as critical funding would be on hold. So that means every homeowner and business owner who was devastated by those massive floods that we saw back in August would be left in limbo. Your reporter in Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, and here's a look at exactly how that shutdown could impact you and your family here in Connecticut. There are thousands of federal workers who live in our state who could now, again, potentially go through the holidays without getting a paycheck. And critical funding for families and communities in our state also could be on hold. That includes help for businesses and homeowners who lost everything during that massive flooding back in August. Also, farmers impacted by this year's weather conditions.
Paychecks for more than 8,300 military personnel in our state would also be impacted. Well, this morning in New Haven, police are searching for a suspected assaulter. Investigators say it happened in New Haven Superior Court just before noon yesterday. Right now, we're working to get specific details on what happened, but this is what police say. A suspect ran away and was caught on surveillance assaulting someone. If you have any information, call police.
Right now, there are renewed calls to catch a killer in West Hartford. Today marks 2 years since an elderly woman was killed after she was hit by a car on Boulevard and Whiting Lane. Police are still offering a reward of $26,000, hoping they can catch that driver responsible for killing 89-year-old Eugenia Yurovsky. If you know anything, you're urged to contact investigators right away.
This morning, new details about the Portland public servant who died Wednesday night after being hit by a truck. Sean Manning was about to be named the town's first selectman at the county community center when he was killed. The Board of Selectmen was set to vote on Manning taking over for the current selectman who's stepping down at the end of the year. Manning was also a Portland firefighter. The driver who hit him is cooperating with police.
This morning, Cub Scout Pack 65 in Coventry is trying to raise $25,000 for a new storage unit after police say thieves broke in earlier this month. Take a look. The damage is just heartbreaking to look at. You can see glass on the floor and holes cut right into the building.
Yeah, so police say the thieves stole a few $100s worth of metal, wiring, and power tools.
So we're hoping to raise about $25,000 so we can build an actual building where we can hold events. Barring that, you know, we'll take whatever we can get.
Well, we put their GoFundMe link on the WFSB app.
The head of Connecticut state colleges and universities is speaking out after a troubling spending report. Republican lawmakers are now calling for his termination, though the head of the board says they don't have enough information right now. Here's what the chancellor had to say.
I have clearly not exercised enough keen judgment in certain situations, and I take accountability for that, personally and professionally.
The report found that Chancellor Terrence Chang, you just saw him on the screen there, spent over $1,000 for a private driver, even though he had a state vehicle. Students say they're frustrated with some of the details in this report.
I don't even have $1,000 in my savings. I can't drive. I don't have a car. $1,000 would mean I could probably get a car. So to see that just be like...
Now, Cheng says he no longer uses a state-issued credit card or a gas card. Well, many people at Bradley International Airport this morning kicking off their travel weekend just before Christmas and Hanukkah.
Yeah, officials want you to make sure you pack plenty of patience and time if you're heading to the airport, especially this time of year. So consider arriving to the airport early, packing the car the night before, checking your bag, and then of course, getting into those security lines with time to spare.
Now, we spoke with one family who got to the airport extra early today to spend their Christmas in sunny Florida.
It's a direct flight, which I'm very, very grateful for because I can just sleep.
We're traveling to Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
So if you take the roads, they'll be busy as well, whether you're driving for the holidays or driving back home. They suggest you leave by 11 in the morning.
Now, as Scott has been mentioning earlier today, temperatures are dropping this weekend. So Governor Lamont is activating the state's cold weather protocol.
Yeah, so warming centers will open up around the state, and you can call 211 to find one near you. This is the governor's first time invoking that protocol this season. It runs from noon tomorrow through noon on Tuesday.
And with those cold temperatures, no surprise that we have those warming centers opening. We're looking at by Saturday night and Sunday morning, feels like temperatures below zero. Throughout the day on Sunday, feels like temperatures might not get out of the teens. But check out this shot, a beautiful, beautiful look there. You see that sun pillar is what it's called. Just the reflection through the sky, you get that little streak. It looks awesome. I gotta get a picture of that. But as far as what it looks like through Waterbury, it looks good. Temperature is chilly, 29 degrees. Winds out of the east-northeast at 14. As far as the satellite and radar across the northeast, notice towards the west we have some developing light snow through Pennsylvania and New York. That's part of a clipper system. Normally they're very light, and that's what we're expecting here locally. But with the bottom of your screen, there's a little bit of moisture. Right now it looks like rain. That's developing and will develop into a pretty big storm just off the coast. But it's the way these two storm systems will interact depending on what we're going to see here locally. Right now we're forecasting a little bit of light snow later today. And temperatures right now, 20s and 30s. This is cold enough to support snow. We don't really climb that much today, but still, it's later on tonight that we'll end up seeing those snowflakes anytime after around 2 or 3 o'clock. Town by town forecast, notice the mid-30s for inland towns, 37 in Danielson, 34 in Storrs, 36 in Hebron. Along the shoreline, might reach 40, and some of the precip might start as some rain. Notice the low 40s for Uncasville, Niantic, Old Saybrook, and Madison, but that will quickly change over to some snowflakes once that sun goes down. Expect around 33 in Naugatuck, 39 in Wallingford, as well as that 40 for Brantford. But the bigger deal this weekend is certainly our first alert weather day because of the cold. The coldest air of the season, a gusty wind as well. Dangerous wind chills, sub-zero Sunday morning and through the afternoon, only in the teens. Single digits likely throughout the day. It's a quick hitter, though. We have manageable wind chills now and next week. But Sunday and Monday, it's going to be really cold out there, guys. We'll go into much more detail, though, coming up with your full First Alert forecast.